Hi, I'm Cold Girl.
And I'm the blind redhead.
Welcome to Blind and Brown.
Let's get into it.
So we're going to talk about family visits or visiting family. And immediately I was like, yeah, sometimes it's great and other times it's not great.
Yeah, and I am currently visiting family, and all day the TV was on, and right now
Yeah.
it is dead silent. So we're going to see how this conversation goes on my
That's
end.
fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, so since you're just living the experience right now, so this is the home that you like grew up in.
Yes, this is the home that I grew up in, except
Okay.
for 3 years when I did not.
In the beginning of your life or just in the middle? They were like, we'll come back.
No, actually, yeah, they said they would come back, but it was in the earlier time of my life.
Okay.
Three-ish, yeah.
So you're, however old now, but it's been a lot of years since you've lived there. So when
Yeah.
you come back, is your bedroom the same? Is it set up how you left it? What? I don't know. Are you shrined in your family's home, or did they turn your bedroom into a workout room?
Oh my God. So they initially were going to turn my bedroom into a workout room or an office or something. And when I went to college, and I remember being very upset about it, they were like, you need to get your stuff out, blah, blah, blah. And I got upset about it and I threw a little tantrum. And then since then, it has become a shrine. It's
Yeah.
every time I come home, it's interesting because I'll find something new. This meaning.
Find something new of yours?
I'll explain in a second. But
Yeah, okay, good.
This last time I didn't find anything new, or this current time I haven't found anything new. But what happens is basically they'll redo something in the house or change up the decorations. And so then something will find its way into my room. There is currently a 3-foot photo of me as a child above my bed.
Okay, out of all the things, I was not expecting that.
It used to be in their bedroom. They have one of my brother as well, and and I don't know where his went, but mine is currently in my bedroom above my bed.
It's actual shrine quality. That's really a 3-foot photo.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah.
What? When? That's like half of you. That's probably life size as you as a child.
I know, it's pretty big.
That's hilarious. So now it's 100%. Your room is never disappearing from your parents' house.
I'm pretty sure. Well, it's now the conversation is things need to be cleared out so that it can be a guest room when people stay over, because it is the only room. I mean, my other sibling has a a bed obviously in there too, and it's similar vibes, but it's less it's a smaller space and there's less open room. So mine does actually convert to a guest bedroom more easily. So now it's about just kind of removing, making sure there's closet space or drawer space. But for the most part, everything still stays the same. Hi, Mom. So sorry. Okay.
Hi. Oh my God.
Cameo
That's so
appearance.
good.
She just needed to get something.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, so it's but essentially, going back to what we were saying, essentially everything is still the same. It's the walls will still be still the same pastel yellow. The ceiling is still a sky. The unfinished paint job is still an unfinished paint job. and all of like the furniture is still the same because it is good wood
Yeah.
and it must not be thrown out.
Right. That makes
Which I
sense.
understand. I'm also like, dang, how do we make it so that it feels less like I'm stepping into childhood every time?
Right. Right. Yes.
Because I do visit, when I do visit, I visit for a longer period of time.
Right. Yeah, because
So,
your parents live quite a bit far away from you in general, so it makes sense that you don't just do like a weekend trip home.
yeah, yeah. So I'm kind of like in a space of like, how do I make it feel less weird for the months that I visit.
Yeah, no. Well,
But
that's hilarious. What's really funny is I thought my childhood room was gonna like stick around in that same way, except my let's see, I think like when I moved out, like my room stayed like somewhat similar, but like over the last 5 years or so, they've replaced the carpet. They've put stuff in there. My parents have a 3-bedroom home, and so they have their room. They have my old room, which is now the guest room, which is just literally like bed, side table, like extra dresser or whatever. And then they have a 3rd bedroom, which has been like over the years, like it's like transformed from like a music room. It's been like an arts and crafts room, whatever. And so now that room is just like a workout room / closet for my parents. And so
Yeah.
like, and they have hundreds. I might not be exaggerating. Hundreds of boxes, just empty boxes, sitting in that room. And I asked my mom, I was like, "What's going on with all these boxes in here?" She's like, "Well, what if I need one?" I don't know. I like.
cockroaches breed in cardboard boxes.
Oh no, no! I hate that. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, they're in the Pacific Northwest, so I don't know.
I don't know if my statement is true. I just know that they eat cardboard.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So basically, there's so many boxes, and I'm like, and every time I'm like, I realize that that's like something that I definitely like pulled in from. Like I realized looking back, I'm like, oh, this is something that has always been, because for a long time I would get something and then I would keep the box for a really long time, and like I realized that like I would have like nicer products. Like I would be like, oh, I have like a new MacBook Pro. Better keep that box, in case. And it's like, looking back, there was one we were moving. I was moving, and I found this big Tupperware bin, and it just had like every Apple product I had bought over the last like 3 years. It just had their boxes, and I was like, I don't even have this product anymore. I just have the box. I was like, what else is gonna fit into an Apple Watch box? Literally nothing.
Interesting.
And so, yeah. So then, from the perspective of like, I totally understand. Like, I know that feeling, and of like keeping boxes around. But yeah, no, my childhood, the carpet is different, the paint is different, like everything is different. And I've heard a lot of people in my life have rooms like in their family homes that are like basically they're just kind of shut shrines, like they don't go into them, like parents don't go into them, they just keep them around for whenever you come back, that's fine.
Yeah, whenever I come back.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting part.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice though. I think it's because it's like if you were to come back and then it's like there's nowhere for you to stay, then it's like where will you stay? I mean, I guess I don't know. I can see why it would be that way. And also at the same time, it's just like the shrine aspect of it is also very interesting.
Yeah. Well, here's one thing I do have to tell you. Just because my room doesn't exist in the form of which I knew it doesn't mean my room doesn't exist. Let me explain. My dad, I don't know, 10 years back or so, 10, 12 years, my dad built a shed in the backyard for his like fishing stuff and outdoor
Oh
stuff.
my God.
Whatever.
My brain is like, oh no.
Yeah.
Is your bedroom the shed?
So, yes and no. It is not that shed. They built another shed. Okay. So he had a he shed, and my mom wanted a she shed. and they built the shed, and then inside of the shed, like it started out normal. It started out like, here's some extra stuff. Like here's the summer, like patio furniture, whatever. I went back my most recent visit, I went back and I went into the shed and I was like, oh my God, my dresser from when I was in high school and middle school was just sitting in there. And I was like, what's in there? And I opened the top drawer. It was everything that I had left in there from my middle school, high school years. And I'm like clearing it out. I'm like, oh my God. There were light up glasses that I had from like a weird party that I went to in 2004. Like there was gold ball medals, which
So
I did.
I'm like-
I did grab those.
Yeah, you have to keep them.
I have to keep them.
But-
there was like a fun dip. Like, just
A
like
fun dip.
Yeah.
Literally did not look through anything. Just put them in the shed.
Like completely. And
In the she shed?
in the she shed. Yeah, it was in the she shed with the with all the patio furniture, and then there's also these massive like Tupperware containers that have all of these toys from my childhood. Like there's like a Power Ranger on a motorcycle. There's like a stuffed animal that my mom told me that I won in an art contest, which
But how do you throw them away? How do you throw these things away?
How would I throw them away? Because I'm not using them currently. I'm done. I'm
But the
good.
memories.
Yes, the memories of the Christmas from when I was 7 and I got a Power Ranger motorcycle toy. Like
Yeah.
I would and here's the deal. Over the last few years, I totally understand people's attachment to stuff. I have no problem with that. Like people like stuff and that's great. I love that for people. I have become obsessed with buy nothing groups where I post things on a buy nothing group and like it's just like a free exchange. Like one time I posted, like I wasn't using an Xbox, I upgraded, so I posted it on the buy nothing group. Someone gave me a projector for that. I think I've actually talked about that on an episode of this. And so like I love buy nothing groups. Eventually, when my parents pass, all I can think about is I'm going to have to deal with that motherfucking shed.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to deal with the house. And
Yes. I think about that often.
yeah,
I think about
Yeah.
that often. Because
none of us can afford houses, but we have to take care of the house when it's done. But yes, keep
Yes.
going.
Yes, I think about that. Well, first I'm thinking about your shed. and how it's just like now you have a shrine, but it's moved, so you essentially have like a gallery
Yes.
of your stuff.
It's maybe I'll just call it a deconstructed art installation.
Yeah, it's an art installation of your stuff. It's an experiential piece, honestly. And yeah, like how do you prepare for it? Because yeah, you have to take care of it. And
Right.
that is currently where I am, is that it's been the conversation each time I've come home or come to my parents' house is like, oh, can you clear out more space? Can you clear out the space? Can you clear out the space? And I know that the purpose is so that, is the quote for guests.
Yeah.
I don't really know if like how much space the guests will need. But I've been recently seeing it as like, oh no, this is for you. This is for future cold girl. This is for future you. And so, but it was so overwhelming. And I think like this time actually and this is the first time I'm saying it out loud, so I'm still figuring out like the structure of it. But I think this time the goal is to get through the desk, because there's so many tchotchkes on the desk. There's so many little trinkets. There's like all of these pens that no longer work. I did that like a couple days ago, was like scribble on a piece of paper, because like God forbid I throw away a pen that works, because I can't do that either. But
That's fine.
so
That's
I'm
fine.
like, so I'm testing out all the things, but then I'm like, oh man, there's so many drawers full of so many things that I do not like. I haven't used them for years, so obviously I don't need them. But then on the desk there are also a ton of like little tins of like I have a couple of photo albums, and then I also have like little tins full of just photos that I had meant to put in albums because albums were a thing, but I never did. And so I just have so many photos, and I'm like, how do I throw away memories? How do I? So the goal in 2 more weeks is to have the desk cleared, so that the next time I come back, I can clear another space. But
Smart.
oh my God, it is very difficult.
It
And I understand why my parents didn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's very overwhelming to do.
Yeah.
And at one point, when I'm cleaning out, keep in mind, I only cleaned out one drawer of that dresser. Fortunately, it was just, that was all it was. But I literally was just shoving it into a bag. And I was like, unless I see something I really want, I'm not even looking or attaching it to anything. And then I found a bunch of photos, and I was like, I don't know what to do with these in the current day, because like photos have been completely digitized, and like, so it's just really interesting, because I'm like, do I have to like scan these in? Do I need to buy a printer?
Right.
A printer
Well,
scanner combo?
And then I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but all of my baby videos,
Yeah.
from what I understand, are on Betamax.
Oh my God.
I've never seen them because
Yeah.
we do not have a player.
Most people don't. Yeah, makes
But
sense.
I am told that, well, I don't know if we ever did, or I don't know, because it was
Right.
such a short time frame. I
Yeah.
don't know exactly how long Betamax was a thing, because I was a baby.
Right.
But
Yeah.
from what I understand, it was a short time frame.
Yes.
But yeah, so my baby videos are in Betamax, and I'm like, I must also figure out how to convert these before it costs me $5,000 per video
Absolutely.
or per Betamax.
Well, thankfully, our sponsor today is Legacy. Preserve your legacy and get them put onto digital. That is a real service. I will reach out and find out if we can get a sponsorship. That'd be great. Get your 10% code to get your Betamax transferred over to digital.
Just type in cold girl. Just kidding.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
so-
Yeah, no,
so
that is a thing. That is a problem. And it's funny because like there's all this like physical media out there that we're like now having to kind of handle and deal with and figure out, well, how do I, what do I?
Meanwhile, we have duplicates upon duplicates in the cloud, and we just don't know how to even sort through any of them.
Yes.
Like, it's ridiculous.
it is-
But
it is a
the
lot.
amount of clutter that we create for ourselves in
Is
our
so
own world
much.
and the digital world. Exactly. It's so much.
Well, it sounds like we just found the subject of another episode.
I think we have.
Clutter.
And I think exactly. And I think that we must wind down soon, actually, as well. But
That's true. Well, I'm going to go drink a glass of wine, and everyone else have a nice night or day.
whatever time it is.
Whatever time it is, have a nice. I'm going to be drinking wine whenever you're listening to this. Absolutely.
I probably will be too. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate you tuning in.
Don't forget to follow us on our socials to stay updated and connect with us between episodes. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Blind and Brown Podcast.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to drop us a message or tag us in your posts.
Until next time, take care and thanks for listening.